Let's look at the classifications of communication. They are two. Yeah, and the first one is informal versus formal communication, or formal versus informal communication. So we are going to first look at formal communication. So formal communication refers to communication that is routed through official channels. They communicate using official channels. In larger organizations, communication becomes more formal because of the complex nature of such organizations. For example, if they want to communicate something to everyone in the organization, they are supposed to use something like a memo. Yeah, a written memo from a managing director to his or her department heads to call for a meeting. So formal communication is common in larger organizations. It's when communication is made through official channels, like using a letter, a memo, things like that. Then informal communication, here information is passed on by word of mouth among interested colleagues who have received it from various sources. For example, someone can visit the other person just to communicate to them. They communicate by word of mouth. It can be via the phone or face to face, like that. Informal communication, it's somehow like Lugambo. This is more evident in smaller organizations with fewer employees. Then another classification of communication is internal versus external communication, or internal and external communication. So we shall start with internal communication. So internal, it means something that is within. So internal communication, there are various methods of internal communication which can be used. For example, notes, maybe fax, letters, telephone, memos, email, or face-to-face. Like you communicate, but to the people within the organizations. That's internal communication. It can be by using notes, letters, telephone, memos, email, or you communicate face-to-face. Let's look at the purpose or objectives of internal communication. First is to pass on instructions, maybe from a higher manager to the lower managers. Then secondly is to inform staff on new policies, arrangements, developments, or processes, etc. Then another one is to provide feedback. After analyzing situations, in case of anything, you give feedback to other people. Then to motivate staff. Then to provide confirmations to things or responses. Then to pass on ideas or suggestions. So those are some of the purposes or objectives of internal communication. Then external communication, you're communicating to people outside the organization. So this involves using things like letters, annual reports, newsletters, advertisements, fax, etc. It's communication to the people outside the organization. So let's look at the purpose or objectives of external communication. So the first objective is to provide information to consumers about the products and services to do with the organization. Like you give information to the customers or the targeted audience about the products and services of the organization. Then to promote the organization. Then to handle inquiries about the organization and its products or services. Like in case someone asked something about the organization, then they respond. Then to advertise the organization. So those are some of the objectives of external communication. And those have been the classifications of communication. We have formal versus informal communication. Then we have internal versus external communication. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. Let's catch up in my next video.